The modern world has expanded everything so much to become this elaborate game of getting people's attention long enough that they don't see what's going on. It's almost foreign today for someone to just walk through their day without, you know, checking their phone every 3 seconds. It's not even normal for someone to just walk somewhere without looking at their phone. You know, and you should try this. Like, next time you're in a big crowd of people and they're like moving or they're waiting for something, don't distract yourself from anything. Be in the moment and look around. You'll see no one else is doing that. No one else is looking at the moment. They're distracted. And I wondered to myself, what are they distracting themselves from? And I say them like I'm not a part of this group. I 100% am. I'm above nobody. But when you take a look back, it really puts things into perspective. What are we distracting ourselves from? Have we become so reliant on that quick dopamine that we can't even go about our day without it? And because we're always having that dopamine of being engaged in something, we don't let our mind wander like we used to. We don't just have blank thoughts or let our mind run on wild because it's always doing something. It's always preoccupied. So we never have that time for it to do what it needs to do. Some of my greatest thoughts or like realizations have always come when I'm just doing nothing. Like, absolutely nothing. There's this old idea, it's called an examination of conscience, and it's basically where you're not doing anything for an extended period of time, and eventually your mind thinks about itself. It thinks about you. It thinks about the things you've done recently, and it judges it. You think your life over. Like, imagine you're on a really long car ride and you're actually driving, and you get to that point where you're no longer thinking about driving. You're just focused. You're focused. You're not thinking about driving. Your mind just wanders. And within that, there can be an examination of conscience where you look into yourself and you think about the things you've done or that you wish you could have done. And when you do that, you're speaking to yourself. And it can feel really foreign because we don't do it that much anymore because we're so distracted. But if you can't even talk to yourself or look into yourself, how can you be you? Because you're not you. You're this foreign person who never has the time to truly think, truly examine their life. And it's not even just the examination of conscience. Just going back to the point about dopamine, like, when you're not constantly stimulated by things, by checking your phone, by seeing what's going on around you, and just letting your mind sit and think, you become aware of your surroundings, aware of what's going on. You could look up at a tree and just think, wow, that is beautiful. I would have never noticed that before. I would have never seen its value in relation to it. Because you see it differently now that you're not distracted. Just a thought I had.